What's going on out there, good people, and welcome back to LMD Trading, where I am living my dream trading. Hope everybody out there is doing well in YouTube land. I'm doing good over here. I'm sitting down to get a daily recap out of the way on a day that I actually kind of feel some kind of way about. I got up from my desk to take care of some things I needed to take care of for a split second. I mean, for a few minutes. And in that short time, the market exploded. The market literally exploded. I was sitting here looking at a trade formulate. I done seen this picture 100 times, and that's where that chart time comes in. I had seen this play form numerous times. Last week it formed, and I was like, man, I need to take this trade, and I didn't. And when I tell you this thing exploded, it exploded. But let's go ahead and take a look at what we did do today. We are reviewing trades for Thursday, March 16th. We took a total of 8 trades today. Closed P&L 107. 2 red trades. And one of those red trades was an accident. And it's going to be on Apple. I was trying to take a trade on a put, and I didn't realize that I had a call also loaded in the options watch list. Clicked it. Once I realized what was going on, I got out of it, took the $5 loss. Ended up flipping, got in the put, and I made $5 back, basically making that a scratch trade. The ones I want to kind of focus on, I think today is going to be Path, which was the first trade. The SPY, we'll look at both of those SPYs, and Meta. Meta was the one that got away. So let's look at them in that order. Let's go ahead, bring up the main screen. We'll take a look at the SPY, and I'm going to show you just how potent the market. You can look at just about any big tech stock and they all just took off. I got up from my desk right after I took that Meta trade, maybe 5-10 minutes afterwards. But the SPY was trading in this nice little down channel as the market opened. It was in this zone, but still in a decent down channel. Came down, tested it right there, and it never looked back really. We got a couple of pullbacks at some key levels that I had marked on the chart. And then it was just off to the moon. This thing almost went 9 points today. It did go, actually, I'm sorry, it went 10. Almost 10. It went from 387.55 up to 396. That is a killer move right there. But let's go ahead. We're going to do these in order today. So we're going to pull up Path. And I am still in a trade on Path. I took a some overnight holds. I'm not sure how they're going to work out. They were green, but as the market closed, they went red. I'm down $4 right now on 2 contracts. Expiration is, let us see. Let me make sure I'm clicking on the right one. Yep, down $4. Expiration's 4/21. So have a little time on those to kind of let them work. But let's go ahead. Let's take a peek and see what we were doing on the SPY on Path first. We'll look at this one first. And if you notice, I have a established up channel right here on Path. And then this was the bottom line. This one you see is kind of skewed, but it was still respecting it. And I put this one on pre-market as well. We see this thing just kind of dropped out, and it kind of tried to make its way back up. But that's why I say I'm not sure about that one. I'll see how that opens in the morning. But let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the trade that we did get in and see if we could figure out the thought process on it. So I'm going to just drop the arrow right here. Let's come over here real quick and see. Decent entry. We got in about midway in that candle. 35 cents is what we paid. So we were probably getting in right there on path, right as it was breaking back into this hourly up channel. Let's see how we, oh wow, we got out of this. Let's see where we got out on the actual option. So we got out in maybe the 2/3 of that candle. So probably about right here, getting out for $57. Got out at 57. This thing set a high 2 minutes later at 75. So what's that? 18 more dollars that we possibly could have made on that one. So decent trade. The real room was only to about right there. It busted straight through it. So that was a decent trade there. Getting in at about 17.19 and getting out at about 17.70. So nice trade. Next one, we're going to review both of these SPY trades. We took 2 of them. So the SPY, let's go ahead, bring that over. And let's see, we traded 2 contracts or took 2 trades on it. It looked like they both were possibly on the same contract. Let's see. Yep, took them both on the same contract. And I do remember this now. I got in this one as it was, that's a little too big. I don't like to see it. There we go. I got in this one as it was kind of coming up. So let's see where we were getting in at. Yep, I do remember this. So I got in this first one anticipating this move back down. Anticipating the move back down. I stopped out in the next candle. Stopped out in this candle as it came back up. So, right idea. I was trying to play the anticipation to come back down into the channel. Probably given this $25 stop, I might not have stopped out on this. I don't think I would have. Let's see. We was getting in at 151. So getting in right there. So we give it $20. 31 is going to be. That's $20 right there. So we would not have stopped out had I not had the stop so tight. Yeah, that was a bad stop out right there. I can't really say that because I would have wanted to see this candle push back down. So when this candle broke out, kind of gave me the feeling that this could stay out of the channel. But guess what I did? I jumped right back in it on the next candle. Let's see. Got in. So good entry. Not one of those where we're getting filled at the top of the candle. So getting in basically as this is pushing back into the channel, giving me that confirmation. And let's see where we got out at, because I kind of punked out, as I like to say, on a lot of these today. I got out of this one as it was coming back down to VWAP. And I had 3 contracts. Let's see how we got out of these. So I got out of 2 of them at 170, and I got out of 1 of them at 175. But trade this channel. Trade this hourly channel. Look what it did. It came right down to it. And we know trading this big channel gonna have to sit through some of these pullbacks. But if the channel is working, let it work. I could have gotten out of 2 right there and just held that last one all the way down here also. No need to try to let it keep riding. Just let's take this full channel. That's enough room to make some decent money on. And we made $59 on this trade. So this probably had another $50 in it all the way down to the bottom of that channel. So those were our 2 SPY trades. Let's look at Meta. Let's look at Meta. And what I did coming in this morning is I said I want to make sure that I stick to my plan. Don't try to trade anything counterintuitive to the trend. Let's just trade the big time frame channels. So let's look and see where we got into Meta at. Got into Meta first. Let's see where we at on the candle. So we getting in top of the candle, and that's on this candle. So that's the fairly decent one. So we see Meta was in this intraday channel. So if you see a channel on my chart and it's white, that's usually going to be based on the 2-minute or the 5-minute. Sometimes if it's a wide one, it'll be one that I forgot to change the color on. So let's go back and let's look at Meta real quick. We see Meta was trading in this hourly down channel coming into market open. It breaks out of it and it starts a intraday down channel. I'm going to cancel this right extension. So that's how I initially drew it right there. Drew it based on these lower lows and based on this lower high right there. Yeah, so it was setting this lower high right there. I dropped this new intraday channel. I'll go ahead and extend it back out to the right. So got in right there. Let's see where we got out at. We got out on this candle right here. This little candle pushing down. And I just did not like the movement when I got out. And it was a fairly decent exit. It went down a little lower. Let's see. At the low of that candle, I got out at 186. That candle was at about 210. So left maybe, what's that? 26 bucks? 26 bucks on the table. But I just didn't like it. And this is why. Uh-oh, my fire radio is kicking in. Let me turn that down a little bit. Fire department is working a chemical fire right now that I might get paged out to. Turn that down a little bit more. Okay, but it was trading in the upper half of this down channel. And if you remember on a SPY trade that I was in not long ago, and I said, when they don't break back down, that's a good sign that you're going to get a reversal. So I got out right there. I'm still at my desk as this thing breaks out of here. And I mentioned in the Discord, man, I should take this call. This looks like a good trade. Let me tighten that up. Look at what this thing did. So my entry would have been about right here, just playing the break out of here. Once it basically broke over those tails, I'm like, okay, this is heading back higher. I didn't pull the trigger and I got up right about 10:30. So right about right here, I got up. Look at what this thing did. It ripped. It ripped. Now, you're going to say, ain't that going against the downtrend? Yes, but right here was the start of a new uptrend. That was the start of a new uptrend. And I'll show you just how easy it is for me to see it. I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna drop this one right here. I go ahead, convert that and draw it as a channel. I'm gonna just drop it right there on the base of those. Extend that to the right. Look at that. So it breaks out of it, tries to come back in, trades along the upper side. Usually that's the telltale is gonna reverse. Boom, it does reverse. Now it comes back on this side. And look at what it does the rest of the day. Just dropping that channel from this point to that point. Look how many times it literally touches it. Not just gets close to it, but it literally touches it. And then it comes on this side, tries to trade it on that side. Let's go here real quick. Let's come here. Let's drop one there. Redraw it as a channel. This is going to be a fairly tight channel. I'm gonna come up off of that wick right there. And you'll ask, why don't I go up there? I'm counting that, and that. And let's extend it to the right. And let's see if it started a downtrend. Look at that. Tried to break out of it. Tried to get back in this channel. Couldn't do it. Got up. And then we get a new uptrend. Again, find a couple of spots that's touching. I'm not going to use these bottom ones. I'm going to use this one. That's touching. And then I'm going to come through there. I'll extend that to the right. I'll redraw this one as a channel. I'm not going to use these. I'm going to use this point here and those points there. See, that one was short-lived. Came right there, and then it finally started rolling back over. But yeah, I missed this entire move though. Let's see what that was from there. That was 197. This thing went from 197 to 200. So $3. Meta doesn't really move that big, I guess, but that still was $3. 25-cent delta on one contract. That's 75 bucks. Probably would have traded this up to about right here. I would have seen how this came through here. I would have traded it back up to the top of this down channel. But that was Meta. All right. I've been getting interrupted and interrupted. I'm going to go ahead and wrap that right there, though. That was, yeah, that was the trade that we missed on Meta. I did close out that. Let's go back real quick. Boom. I'll just show the chart on it real quick. I did close out the INTC call contract that I was in. I hate that I didn't buy more contracts on this thing. Let me switch this over. We'll go back to INTC. And I'm going to just show you on the weekly real quick why I got out of this and why I took the trade. This thing still has some room tomorrow to go. But again, this thing has just been trading in this channel. If you notice, it's been taking like 4 weeks to go from the bottom back up to the top. 4 or 5 weeks coming down. Right here, it took like maybe 2 or 3 weeks. Another 5 weeks coming down. We're at 3 weeks right now, and it made this killer move. So I went on and locked those gains up. This trade profited 202%. So I really should have sized in. But like I said, I got in a little late. You can somewhat see a line right here. This is where I wanted to get triggered in this week. I got in maybe around right here. The real entry was right here last week, and I missed it. I've been kind of scoping this thing out a few weeks, and I just didn't really pay no mind to it last week. Mixed the entry, so I got in a little late. Can't be mad. 200 and something% on a trade that you only done held for a week. It's pretty doggone good, I think. I think that is pretty good. But as always, thanks for checking me out. If you haven't hit that like button already, please do so. If you're not subscribed, please think about subscribing. And as always, we can continue the conversation in the comments. I got to get this one done so I can get out and go do some work. So holla at you later. Peace.